Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna go through the process of turning this room, where I film a lot of my videos, into an actual library. Well, not like lending library, but my actual book room. I'm really excited about this. I had filmed an introductory clip, but I lost it. We'll try this introduction again. This is what I currently have in this room, which also right now serves as my bedroom. So at the door, when you first walk in, you see the shelf that my cousin built for me. That currently has all of my history and memoir books, as well as the majority of my Christian fiction down at the bottom, which I may or may not unhaul in the future. You have my TBR cart, and you have my newest shelf built by my stepdad. And then here we have my desk. I want to do something special with this desk, but I haven't figured that out yet. As we turn around here, this was also built by my stepdad. It has all my race medals. And then when we turn, this is where it currently serves as a bedroom, because here's my bed. I don't use a comforter, and I don't have the pillows under my head. That's why they're in the middle of the bed. I put them under my knees. This right here, my closet, that's gonna stay there, but when this becomes a library, I'm gonna close those doors. And then over here, I have the only shelf that has made all of the moves with me. The only one that was like, I think it's originally pressboard. This is painted black. So this came black. This actually used to be my sister's before she moved out a while ago. And I would like to return it to hold things like my journals and my race books and things like that. Right now, it has a bunch of my nonfiction on it. Not nonfiction, my education related things, teaching related things. So I would like to turn it back into hold more of these books. So that's what I'm currently working with. I want to be able to put some shelves here. There was a friend of my mom's who was selling some bookshelves. I have not physically seen them yet, but they're over at their house because I want they're that tan color that bookshelves normally are, and I want to paint them black like all of my other bookshelves. So they will likely go here, but I probably will need another one because they're fairly thin. So what I want to do, the biggest change, is taking this bed and moving it into another room, which I'm going to show you next. So here we have the other room. So this is looking in. When I filmed the clip originally, most of my cousin's stuff was still here. You'll see there's just a handful of things like this lamp, some bedding, and this right here that he hasn't picked up yet. But this right here is mine, and I can relocate it if I need to. But the plan is to move the bed in here, because all I will need it for is sleeping. And then that way, that frees up that room as my library. So there you have it. That is the opening clip. That is the status as of beginning of March. Hopefully there won't be too many in between clips, but if I can get out to my mom and stepdad's and help in the painting process, I'll include some of that footage in those bookshelves and just seeing the reorganization. I will likely reorganize my shelves as well, because as I've gotten more books, I am coming into the part where I don't have enough places to put different categories like contemporary, young adult, and middle grades and things like that. So hopefully we'll see some more clips soon. Okay, so we have an update on the transforming of the library vlog. Tied for the biggest step is done, and that is the bed is now in this room. Well, Mama and I work out. We use my strength training stuff on Tuesdays, and we had quite the time getting this in there. A little bit of a casualty to the paint job over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that was quite fun trying to get this in here. That means that we've taken it from my bedroom. So I'm gonna go over there. I gotta get the light on. So here is, well, I call it my bedroom, but my bed's no longer in there. This is going to be the library room. So now this is what we have. We have the mess of clothes on the floor because I need to put them away. They were on the bed. We have all the bookshelves in the same spot, but this space right here used to hold a bed. I'm thinking that the 2 shelves that I purchased that are not over here yet are gonna go here, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm probably gonna set up a filming location over here because then I get the natural light. I can open this again and get natural light coming in. So that'll be great. So that is next step done. Now I have to get those bookshelves painted and I need to find a reading chair, and then I need to make some decisions on the organization on where these shelves are going now that I have this whole wall over here. Stay tuned. I'm about to move some things around in here because my mom and stepdad are on their way over with a couple bookshelves that I bought, and my plan is to move this desk over to that corner basically, and then depending on how wide the shelves are, put one of the shelves where the desk is and then scoot this shorter bookshelf over, move the TBR cart, not sure where to put that yet, but put the other shelf there, so then I'll have a corner with all books. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to let the camera roll for hopefully some decent B-roll footage of me moving some stuff, and then maybe them when they help move those bookshelves in.
I've been out of my head, can't get out of bed. Too much on my brain, but got it good, can't complain. It's like I'm losing my mind, and time's hard to find. What's a girl gotta do to catch a break up when life tries to...
So, welcome back to the next segment of the library vlog. It is getting close to what I wanted, but now is when the hard work comes in, and that is the arrangement. So the first thing that's gonna have to happen is I need to move this shelf out a little bit, because if we come close, you can see there's overlap here. So this is a substantial bookcase. I have to take all the books off of it to move it over. As far as the books that are on this shelf, I think for the most part, this is going to stay my history shelf. Towards the bottom, we do have what's remaining of my Christian fiction books, which there are a lot of historical ones there. I think that I'm gonna end up moving those to a different shelf, maybe setting those aside. I don't know, because there's not much. It's only a shelf and a half. Now when we come over to this shelf, the plan is to keep it generally the same. So on this side we have all of my classics. Until we get to this bottom shelf here, there's a few classics, and then there's like adult fiction, and then some of my books in Spanish. That's just where a lot of stuff got thrown because they didn't have another section for it. And then on this side, I want to continue to expand my Harry Potter collection. Right now it goes about until this row right here. And I did actually contact the publisher of the Armenian books, and they are coming out with the 5th book this year. I'm so excited. I think there was a 3-year break because of the pandemic, because they published the 4th one in 2019. So that's all Harry Potter related, and I really want to, I want to build out the house editions that you see here. And I want to make sure that I want to have all the English, maybe all the Canadian. I am also getting the Wizarding Trunk, magical book covers where you take the American versions that are the same as the Nerdy Ink and you put those on there. So I want to have a section for that. So I'm going to need this whole shelf. And I'm also building up my Lord of the Rings collection and getting lots of those editions because they're coming out with a Silmarillion illustrated special edition. So excited for that. And then this second to last shelf where they went left and another book is behind it because I'm out of room. Right now, that has a hodgepodge on it. It has a translation of Paradise Lost. It has some adult fantasy with the Drowning Empire books. It has YA fantasy, it has middle grade stuff. That shelf needs to get sorted out. And then I've got all of the books over there need to go on a shelf. And then I've got all of the books here that need to go on a shelf. And then all of these, once I read them, are gonna need to go on a shelf. Those aren't the most urgent because obviously I need to read them first. And like the Stormlight Archive on the bottom, it's gonna take a while. But I am chipping away at that and refilling it. But chipping away and refilling. I think I want to organize it by both genre and age category. So I think I'll want to have all my fantasy together, but start it off with middle grade fantasy, then go to YA, then go to adult. I'm not going to have much in the way of contemporary or sci-fi, but I kind of want to do the same thing. I think I've talked myself into how I want to arrange it. So I'm not going to get much done because I have to leave in about 20 minutes, but I am going to get started on taking all the books off that shelf, but I've got to get my fan going and then get my audiobook going. Here's some B-roll of me doing that.
Test me, I take it one day at a time, 'cause I was crying yesterday, but look at me today. It has been so long since I wrote a sad song, sunshine on my face. I'm feeling okay, nothing's in my way. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I put a dress on today, I don't care what you say, and I'm ignoring my phone, so don't try to reach me. I can't do nothing for you, so don't ask, I ain't coming through. 'Cause I'm running away to my own world, that's where I'll stay. Yeah. When life tries to test me, I take it one day at a time. 'Cause I was crying yesterday, but look at me today. It has been so long since I wrote a sad song, sunshine on my face. I'm feeling okay, nothing's in my way. I'm good.
Just popping in real quick to say it is a different day. I didn't get to finish putting all the books on the shelf, so I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'll get all the books back on the shelf, but I'm definitely going to try.
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Nothing ever stays the same, there's always room for better days. Now I know how to live life with a smile on my face. Nothing ever stays the same, there's always room for better days. I was crying yesterday, but look at me now, 'cause I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Say I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm
Okay, so today's the day that I get all the books back on these shelves. I have put all of the shelves in except for one because I'm missing 2 of the bolts. I may end up just leaving that open and put some of my big books there, the ones that are super tall even for normal shelves. This next bit is going to be me taking some books off, rearranging, getting things ready. So I am really excited for this step. So I have finished-ish with the organization. It's actually harder to arrange this than I thought, especially with so many gaps on the shelves. At this point, there are gaps on the shelves because I have 2 new shelves, and I still have all of those books over there that are not on the shelves yet. I had to keep that in mind as I was making the arrangements. This is what I'm thinking so far. I'll probably do a reorganization once I have more books on the shelves, but here's what I have so far. This first shelf, I have a lot of the middle grades and children's, and because I have space, I can finally start to put some books facing outward. And so of course of those, I chose Solimar because I love that cover so much. So I have middle grades, fantasy here. I have some of my favorite children's here, and then I have some books in Spanish. Most of my books in Spanish are actually in my classroom library, but I have a feeling that this section is going to grow more. I may bring some of those back home. Then we come to my center shelves here. Temporarily, my Sands of Arawia set is right here at the top. This has a place of prominence. This just came in, and I'm so excited about it. Because I have space on here, I wanted to make this center shelf behind me my favorites. And so I have all of my Rick Riordan books. I still need to get the Trials of Apollo series. And as I get some of the Rick Riordan Presents, like Tristan Strong, I'll put those on that shelf as well. But for right now, it has some of my adult fantasy. But ideally, I think the rest of this shelf is going to be Rick Riordan and or Rick Riordan Presents. And then the adult fantasy is going to move over here. Then we have Lord of the Rings and any of the special edition Lord of the Rings that I get, because I have pre-ordered the Silmarillion. And then we have Lord of the Rings in Spanish. And we have Chronicles of Narnia and Redemptor and Raybearer, because I started to put my YA fantasy down here, and it did just fit if I moved Redemptor and Raybearer up here. So these are some of my favorites shelves, but I did keep it primarily fantasy, even though I have some favorites on other shelves. And then this shelf here, I've put out some of my favorite covers, some of my favorite books as well. Root Magic here and Firekeeper's Daughter. So this is going primarily contemporary and historical, middle grade to YA. I'm keeping both of those together at this point. I might add more. Most of my books in this segment are actually in my classroom library. I will likely be bringing home a lot of my middle grades books and adding them to my collection here. And then we continue with YA books, and the reason that these are separated from fantasy is because these are more dystopian, more into sci-fi. So we have Hunger Games, we have only Divergent, because we're not going to talk about Allegiant. And then we have Neal Shusterman Together with Scythe Facing Outward, and then the Leviathan trilogy by Scott Westerfield. My goal, my plan, is to put my adult fantasy books here. I have quite a few over in my haul pile that are going to go over there. All my Robin Hobb books are going to go there. All my Sanderson books are going to go there. I have almost all the Sanderson books. Now, some of my Sanderson books that I've already hauled, they're on my TBR cart because I need to read them. And then here at the bottom, we have the remaining of my adult fiction with historical and contemporary on the left, and then some of the more fantastical elements with magical realism here. And so then we come to this shelf. It is primarily mostly the same. Eventually, it is likely going to take over this entire shelf for historical. And then these are all of the books that need to go on the shelf. So there aren't going to be as many gaps, but I need to haul those. And then over here, I took the adult fiction, the historical and contemporary and magical realism off of here. And I also took Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia off of here. I need to move those books, but I'm working on that later. This is going to be dedicated to all of my Harry Potter books, so I'm leaving room for that to expand because I have plans for that. And then a few of the other things that I'm going to add to the library. These are some of my puzzles that I need to tape up, get on the wall somehow. These are some of my puzzles that are already taped up. I just need to figure out how to put them on the walls. So overall, this is the library so far. I was thinking that I was going to put this vlog up this month, but I might wait until after I do my haul and then can get some things on the wall, especially that wall that's right across from me now. We will have to see about that. Okay, so on this extremely rainy afternoon, we have my final library reveal, and I am so excited. I've gotten all of my recently haul books on the shelves or on the TBR cart, and I've got decoration up on the wall. I will say this library is incomplete in the sense that I don't have everything up on the wall that I want, simply because they're puzzles that I haven't completed yet. So here we go. Here is my library. All right, so we are standing at the entrance. When you look in, you have this right here is my filming location, and then you come around. It's my brand new reading chair. I love to travel, and there's my lovely map there. I forgot to show you, this is a new addition here, and I have these Diagon Alley signs along the side. But if we continue coming around, we have some more puzzles, a new lamp, which makes filming a lot easier. We have my desk, which is usually covered with TBR books, not TBR books, haul books. And then we have my closet closed. It looks so much neater. Coming around to the last bit of my library. So I am so excited to have my library finished. It feels like a real library. Now I just love it so much, and I love reading in here. To be perfectly honest, there are a few other things, like those books, that usually are right about where I'm standing for filming purposes, but I wanted to get a nice overview of the library. This has been months in the making, and I'm just so excited. Thanks so much for coming on this journey with me. I hope to see you in the next one.